5. Peekaboo! There's Addie Lou. Find a bow? All ready for the day. I'm doing my makeup one-handed today. Addie and I are now all ready for the day. It's like 7:30. This girl wakes up at 6 a.m. or sometimes earlier. And Emery used to do this, and I just would wake up and I was fine. I liked getting up that early. I had no other kids, and it was fine. Then Ivy, I was able to get her to sleep in. Emery would sleep in, and so she would sleep in, and it was amazing. I figured I could do the same things I did with Ivy to get her to sleep in and do the same things with Addie so that she would sleep in. But it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter if I bring her into my bed with me or anything like that. Feed her again, nothing. She just wants to be awake at 6 a.m. So I'm trying to make the best of it because it is really hard for me to get up that early right now. My big kids don't go to bed till later. I have to stay up and clean the house and whatnot. So anyway, waking up at 6 a.m. is extremely hard, and I feel like it's taking a huge toll on me and just like my sleep quality. But like I said, I'm trying to make the most of it, and so I've been trying to get up at 6 a.m. and take a bath with her, and then I get both of us ready before the other girls wake up, and that is pretty nice. So that way then when they're awake, we're ready for the day. But the other bad thing is that right as the big girls are waking up, she's ready for a nap, because I'm pretty sure, are you ready for a nap right now? You're pretty sleepy, huh? I thought today I would kind of do a State of the Union 3 months into having 3 kids, if you will. Addie's now, I guess she's like more like 3.5 months now, but I've just been kind of reflecting on the past few months and how it has been transitioning to 3 kids so far, so I thought I would talk a little bit about that in today's video. I guess I'll start by explaining that after I had Emery, within just a few months of her being born, I wanted to have a second child. I just felt like this urge, this pull to have another child. And in fact, like I would have been fine if they were like a year apart, 18 months apart. I wanted them under 2 years apart. But it didn't quite work out that way, and they're exactly, like pretty much exactly 2 years apart. And whoa, it was a lot. You don't realize how a 2-year-old is still a baby. So, and Emery was like, she could communicate really well and stuff, but it was still really hard having 2 years apart. And so I was kind of waiting after having my second, Ivy, waiting and waiting for that feeling again of like, okay, it's time to have another child. And the feeling never came, and we were honestly so content with our 2 kids, and life felt full, and they had each other, and they were so cute together, and it was just fun. But I've always known I've wanted more than 2 kids, like never considered stopping at 2 kids, but I was just surprised at how content I felt with 2. So it took us, like, I think Ivy was almost 3. No, I guess she was like 2.5 when I decided, okay, we can start trying again for another baby. And I honestly was like already feeling behind at that point. I was like, oh my gosh, like we should have been trying for a while. Like we need to have this baby now. Like I don't want to even wait 9 months. I just like all of a sudden once I kind of felt it, I was like, we need to have this baby now. And it took, you know, a couple months of trying, whatever. We ended up having a miscarriage, and by the time we got pregnant again with Addie, I realized it was going to be a 4-year age gap, and I was just so sad. Like I would cry about that all of the time, and like through the miscarriage and stuff, that was like my biggest thing. I was just like, the age gap is so big, and I don't know, like, you know, the big girls are even going to be friends with her. How is it going to be when they grow up? And that honestly just like scared me so bad. It took several months of my pregnancy to really come to terms with the 4-year age gap and feel like I wasn't somehow like a failure for creating a big age gap, because I felt like some of it was my fault where I like waited longer to even start trying, and then obviously just, you know, works out in God's timing and not yours. So I guess that's like a little backstory to getting to 3 kids. And now that she's here, it's like, obviously I can't even imagine having a different age gap. I can't imagine having a different baby. Like if we didn't have that miscarriage, we wouldn't have Addie. So that is obviously something that I think about a lot, and I'm grateful for the way that things worked out, and I am just so glad that we have 3 kids. But I think all of that waiting really kind of of just helped me just realize how much I wanted 3 kids, and I wonder if I would have got pregnant right away or had another baby 2 years apart from my other girls or something like that, if I would have been just so overwhelmed and like not regretting, but maybe just feeling like, oh, we should have waited. I don't know. Obviously you don't know because it didn't happen, but I just am thankful for the way that things worked out and the struggles along the way that have truly just made me so grateful and appreciative, and never take a minute for granted of my life right now with 3 little girls. I made a little list in my phone that has kind of the hard parts of having 3 kids and the best parts of having 3 kids. I've just been jotting things down as I've been reflecting over the past few weeks. So I will start with one of the hard things, which I kind of just touched on, which is sleep. And obviously sleep with a newborn is going to be hard, always. And as they grow older and stuff, until you can get them sleeping through the night, sleep is just hard. And then even once they are sleeping through the night, they have nights where there's teething, or they catch a cold, or they have like sleep regressions and stuff. So sleep is just kind of hard. I was expecting that, but I just wasn't expecting like the toll that it would take on me. I just feel like I'm constantly in this fog. My brain is so foggy. My body, I just can't do the things that I want to do because I'm just so tired, and I really need to prioritize rest. The other thing that's hard with having like a little bit older kids, like when they were little, even until like maybe a year and a half ago, I could put them both to bed at 7 and they would go to bed at 7, and I would have the whole evening to myself. I could clean the house, I could kind of have some time to myself. But now that they're older, especially Emery, like she stays up till 9:30 most nights, and I want to be in bed by like 9:30. Ideally I would go to bed, I would be like asleep by 9:30, but that just doesn't work because I have the older kids. And so feeling sleep has definitely been a very hard part, and just trying to balance it all. Even just like if I do get my kids to bed at say 9 o'clock, then I only really have just so little time before I should be going to bed. And so I haven't been going to bed early enough. Like most nights it's around 11, and then if I'm waking up once or twice in the night with Addie, waking up at 5:30 or 6 in the morning, I feel like that's just not enough sleep. I definitely need more. This is not unique to just me. I know that probably every mom everywhere struggles just feeling so exhausted all the time. And then Addie waking up so early, honestly, I was just not expecting that. I thought for sure that my baby would sleep in past when the big girls got up, because that's what Ivy always did. And that's just not the case. She is up and ready to go early, and then she takes like an early nap. So obviously baby's sleep also changes so much in the first year, and so I know that it won't be like this for very long. Hopefully in a few months even she'll start sleeping in longer. I don't know, but for now waking up at 6 a.m. is so hard for me. I do wonder if getting some like blackout shades or something in her room could help, because right now her room gets very light very early. So I'm gonna be trying that out soon. This has been my go-to breakfast. I do toast, a piece of cheese, these Canadian bacon slices that I get from Costco, and then 2 fried eggs. I have had such a big appetite lately. I think it's a combination of breastfeeding and then some health things that I'm going through. So I'll kind of talk about that a little bit later on, but my thyroid has been off. So I feel like it just really increases my appetite. So I usually have a protein bar and this. The big girls are awake now, so Emery's getting in the bath. One of the best things about having 3 kids is just seeing my big girls love on Addie. They love her so much, and I thought they would honestly get sick of her, but 3 months in, they haven't got sick of her yet. They still are begging to hold her. They want to help with things. Emery even likes to change her diapers, which before she was born, Emery said, no way, I will not help with diapers. So it's been kind of fun to see her change of heart, and she just wants to be really involved. And of course, Addie loves her sisters. She smiles at them. Her eyes just light up when she sees them. So it's really hard that she actually has to go down for a nap right before or right around the time that the girls wake up, because they always wake up and want to hold her. I'm like, sorry, she is taking a nap. So Emery usually doesn't get to hold her before school, which is sad for her. But after school, she can hold her all she wants. Okay, do you want ice? Ice. Okay, grab a couple ice cubes. Bear picnic. Oh, I'm working. Oh. We're just gonna park her bike there, and then we'll go pick her up. Maybe I'll put her on my back, I guess. Oh, let's get you cozied up. Hey. It was cold on our walk, huh? You getting all warmed up? You snuggling with your sister? You just a snuggle buckle? I see you in there with the blankie. We just got back from walking and right to school. It was a little bit too chilly, honestly, to walk, especially because my girls were wearing shorts. Anyway, got some fresh air, which is always good in the morning. Honestly, one of the hard parts about this transition to having 3 kids has been that Emery is in school. I thought that having her in school would make things easier, and I guess in some ways maybe it has, but I am just really excited for summer and for her to be done with school. Her and Ivy do play pretty well together, and she can entertain Ivy and gives Ivy something to do. The other thing is she's pretty helpful with Addie, and I can trust her with Addie and stuff, so it'll be nice in the summer when she is home from school. And just the other thing is having to get up and out the door by 9 a.m. every morning. That is a feat some days, most days. So I'm also doing my little preschool class twice a week, and that has also been a really hard thing, just having to have the house clean and everything ready to go by like 9 a.m. has been really hard. Getting up and getting going is just hard with a baby, I feel like, and when you're tired, you just kind of want to like lay in bed all morning. So I'm gonna check my little list, see what else I had jotted down. One of the things that I have really loved about having a baby in this season has been I've been able to slow down a lot. I have just let go of the guilt of screen time and things like that, and I've also just kind of not felt the urge to be go, 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 which has been really nice. I've been surprised at how much I have loved just staying home. It used to be that the days that I would stay home all day would just feel like such a drag, so boring. I would get kind of like lonely and anxious, but now I don't know if I just have more things on my to-do list to get done or just that I have more kids to keep me company. I don't know, but being home, slowing down has felt very nice, and I have welcomed it, fully welcomed it. One more quick thing before I go put her back down for a nap, hopefully, because her earlier nap was like 20 minutes. The housework. It seems like adding one child to your family like triples your housework somehow. So I feel like just the dishes and the laundry and the floors always need mopped. Like, I should be mopping them every single day, and I mop them maybe once a week. I'm just falling behind on a lot of the housework, and I'm trying not to let that bother me. There's been seasons in my life where that would have really stressed me out, but I'm just trying to realize that this is not a season where my house is going to be perfectly clean all the time, and just be okay with that. But that's easier said than done. So I just don't have the energy and like the bandwidth to do all the housework and cook all the meals and things like that and take care of a baby. So that has been another hard part. Now I'm gonna go put this baby down for a nap. We spent the afternoon working in Addie's room. I set up her crib, and all of that is coming in another video, but that's what I've been doing this whole afternoon. And then we took a contact nap, and I feel like she maybe wasn't ready to wake up because she's not very happy, but you're okay. I'm trying to get dinner ready. All the things this time of night can get. This time of night is very tricky with 3 kids, I will say, but we're doing our best. Can you guys stop, unroll from being a burrito? Pause the burrito. I just want to end by talking a little bit about my health. I said earlier on that my thyroid is off. So after I had Ivy, I got diagnosed with Graves' disease, which basically is an autoimmune disease that affects your thyroid, makes your thyroid hyperactive. And so, yeah, it causes lots of weird things. Mine got really bad after I had Ivy. So, and then it went into remission. But I've known that pregnancy, postpartum can definitely like trigger it and bring it back. So I got my lab work done, and my like thyroid numbers are definitely off. My levels are off. So I need to get that figured out and start going to a doctor again. But I'm not sure if it's like that is causing me to not feel good most days, or if it's just general postpartum and having a baby. Could be kind of a combination of both, and like breastfeeding and all the hormones with that and different things. So it's hard to like differentiate what symptoms are coming from what, but I just feel very tired most days. I get headaches and things like that. So I'm just like not feeling 100% physically. Yeah. Very silly. Mentally, I'm feeling pretty good. Obviously, when you're not feeling super good physically, it kind of affects your mental health. There are lots of things that I wish I felt up to doing, but I just don't right now. And like I would like to get into a workout routine and all of these things. There's lots of like house projects and crafting things that I would love to do, but I am just trying to put a lot of that on hold for a little bit. Hopefully once I can get into a doctor and get on some medicine, then I will start to feel better. I'm trying to think about what has made this time easier mentally for me, and I think it really just boils down to the confidence that I have as a mom, and I don't feel this need to be like trying to prove myself. Certainly when I had Emery and even when I had Ivy, I just was like kind of in this state of like, oh, I need to prove myself, I need to show that I can do this, I need to show that it's easy, I need to show that I've got, you know, got a hang of things. And now I just kind of have come to the realization that nothing I do will be perfect. There's no perfect way to be a mom, and I have also like been humbled enough to realize that I need to rely on God. I'm praying like all day long for help, and I think that has certainly helped. There is no way that 6 years ago me could be doing what I'm doing now. Like I feel like you just stretch and grow so much, your capacity just grows. I've heard people say that, and that's like a perfect way to describe it. Like just the things that you're capable of doing just grows and expands, and things that you know, used to not be able to do or even fathom being able to do just become so normal and part of your normal life. And I think that that's really just possible through God, and relying on Him through motherhood has brought me so much closer to Him. So I am so grateful for that. Another thing that I think definitely helps, and I've probably talked about this before, is just the perspective that you have that nothing lasts forever. So even on these like loud, chaotic days and days when I don't know what's wrong with my baby, and I'm like, oh, you're a third-time mom, you should be able to, you know, figure out how to soothe your sad baby. But there are days when I just don't even know what she needs. Even times like that, I realize that this is not going to last forever. In fact, she's going to go down for bed in about 30 minutes, and I will get a chance to start over. And even if tonight is really rough, the next night probably won't be. And it's just, there's so many ups and downs, and I think that perspective has also just made things so much easier. Okay, I gotta wrap things up. All in all, I love this third baby. I'm so thankful that we decided to have the third child. I feel like there's a lot of discourse online, on TikTok and different things about like, should you have the third child, should you not? And my advice would be to go for it. She is just everybody's favorite person. We all adore her, we all love her, and it really has been so good the last few months with her and her family, despite all the challenges and ups and downs. And just life feels very full in all the best ways possible. Thanks for watching this video. I'm getting a little glimpse into my head and kind of what I've been thinking about having 3 kids. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can always subscribe to see more videos. Like I said, next week, hopefully next week, will be the like nursery video, getting her bedroom all put together and ready. So be looking forward to that, and I will see you next time. Bye.